It's crazy how as a performer you can go from multi-million-pound contracts at the top to minimum wage or less at the bottom in the space of a year. Now, none of us who are performers are oblivious to the fact that performers get picked up all the time, and if you work hard and you're good at your job, it could be anyone. I feel like the people who get that successful moment, it is just the luck of the draw, and it's really exciting when it happens, but it's crazy how performing jobs can go from being so well paid to literally nothing. And I think it's always important to note that a lot of performers go through the same amount of training at drama schools, in college, in amateur performances, and you always hear this thing about professional performers who do really well, that there was always just something special about them. Now, I'm a big believer that all performers have that something special, and I just think when you get that job and when you have that break, that is what makes the difference, and people are going to speak about you like that. They're going to be like, you were amazing, you were always going to do this, but nobody actually knew the reality of the situation before that happened. I think especially when you're younger in drama school, or as a performer who thinks about musical theatre and the West End, you're told that the West End is the peak of your career, it's the height of everything. But if I told you that you can get paid for the same being in a West End musical as being a receptionist in any normal desk job, would that blow your mind? Because the West End is really not paid as well as what you would think to be a star, a West End star. Like, it's just like going to work and doing any normal job. It doesn't make you rich or famous particularly. Don't get me wrong, I know the people at the top that everyone knows, everybody knows their names. Of course, there's more money and fame involved there. But isn't it crazy how you could be putting 5 or 6 shows on, 8 shows a week at a holiday park, on a cruise, anywhere. You can be doing this literally anywhere in the world and you are like a qualified performer, and you don't get the same amount of credit as if you were in something like a West End performance. Not to mention, cruises are paid so much more than West End, like so much more. And then if you go to a holiday park or any sort of like local situation, again, minimum wage. So yes, if you get the right job and you land in the right place, you're flying, you're getting paid a fortune. But if you do a similar job in the wrong place, then you could be on minimum wage. So really, as a performer, all you can do is sort of educate yourself on the kind of jobs that make you a lot of money and try your damn hardest to go for those ones, because at the end of the day, you're going to be doing a similar thing anywhere you go, but it's the amount of money that people are willing to pay. It's like if you buy a bottle of water in an airport, it's going to be more expensive than if you buy it just at your local corner shop. It's got the same sort of ring to it. You as a performer are more expensive and worth more in different places. Now, I think the biggest thing to remember in all of this is that the reason that performing is so well paid when you're higher up the food chain is because everyone needs entertainment. Netflix, Disney Plus, they're all actors. Everything that everyone's watching right now, it all comes from performers doing their job. That is why it's so well paid. But if you go to a local pub or a holiday park or anywhere else, I feel like people lower down in the food chain are getting taken advantage of for doing similar skills in similar skill sets in similar places, but just not quite being paid as they should be. So here's to pay rises in all performing jobs across the board, and I hope young performers stop being taken advantage of.